I like hip-hop because it's something that you can move to, and it gives people a lot of energy, like to listen to and to dance to.
Cause it's better than listening to some rock.
Hip-hop to me is this incredible medium through which to communicate truth and communicate knowledge and poetry in a very raw and very beautiful way.
We don't see this shit in the hills or the birds. How often is the boat posted on the curb?
Music is a language. You can communicate with the people. Like, it's like even without me being present with somebody, they know I'm talking to them because they hear what I'm saying in my music. They can relate to it and feel what I'm saying.
I listen to a lot of songs where the lyrics are pretty disrespectful a lot of times. And it's just, I'm still battling with this myself. It's like, because I have this love for hip-hop, but at the same time, I don't like to hear myself represented as a bitch or a hoe or as a gold digger or ready to slash up somebody's car if my man acts up. I mean, I'm just tired of those stereotypical images, but yet, because my love of hip-hop, I still listen to it.
I feel like what has happened with hip-hop and the lyrics within mainstream hip-hop is it's become alienating. And I find myself, like, hardcore lover of hip-hop can go back to the history from, you know, my first album with the Parental Advisory label on it to present. And I really feel alienated by the whole music scene now. I find myself being forced to consider different genres where I don't feel like I'm degraded. I have not been able to reconcile how to listen to hip-hop and to see myself reflected in the lyrics of hip-hop in a way that clearly is not mirroring me in any sense.
Wait, chill, shh, quiet. Let me finish telling you what's going on, okay? The way you like to do it, we can fuck to the song. And I'ma beat the pussy up till it's time to get gone.
Shorty, you go ahead and clap that shit with your big ass making me wanna slap that shit.
You know what? Jump in my ride and let's slide. I'ma beat up the putty and cook it with a fish fillet fried.
Yo, Buster's one of the funniest guys.
So what I don't understand is what pleasure is really derived from this, because, I mean, I wouldn't want to be intimate with someone this way. I mean, that's just me.
God, this really hits home right here. Like, wow. You know? Like, the side of me is really saying, like, damn, do I really play these records? Like, the other side of me has to turn the cheeks because this is what pays the bills. You know, this is what gets the people vibed up in the crowd.
I think there's a lot of disrespect. And I think that they treat us like objects, almost. I do think it's not right, but it's pretty hard to explain why the music is so catchy.
The beat's the one that makes the lyrics hot. So people don't care about the lyrics, they just care about the beat.
Including you?
Yeah.
Sometimes I won't even know the lyrics, and I don't even know what they're saying, but I like the beat. I like what's going on in the song. But when I do realize what they're actually saying, it doesn't stop me from listening to it, so I can't even say.
We'll hate the song, the lyrics.
Yeah, I hate that song, but it comes on and you still dance to it. So.
Yeah, but the song itself is not bad.
I think now a lot of people don't even listen to what they're hearing. All they do hear is the beat. All they do hear is dun 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 for 3 minutes. That's it.
One of the things that I find so hard is when I'm out somewhere and I'm having a good time and the song comes on, like last weekend I'm out and the song "There's Some Hoes in This House" comes on,
and you know, it has a great beat, and the crowd is like super amped, and you know, I want to be dancing along, I want to be enjoying myself, but at the same time, in order for me to do that, I have to completely ignore that voice inside me that's saying, okay, which one of us is the song talking about? Well, it's not talking about me because I'm not a hoe, so it must be talking about her. And at the same time that I want to be dancing and I want to be carefree, and that's what it's supposed to be about when you're out and you're having fun with your, you know, with your crew or whatever, that the music so often forces me to make a choice between being the conscious, intelligent person that I know that I am and having fun. And that shouldn't be an either or.
I think that rappers just say them things because like early in their life they've been through stuff, so like they want to express their feelings.
As long as females are willing to put themselves out there like that, and niggas are willing to get females to put themselves out there like that, it's not gonna end.
If it's real, how can you be mad at it? If Ludacris, he made a song Hoes. I'm sure a good amount of the women he run into are hoes. So until those women stop putting them, I mean, if the lyrics is real, what are you mad at?
Hip-hop has an insistence that this is real. This is the way it is. This is the way the streets are. This is the way that you are. If we're only talking about one type of woman, then this is you.
I want to hear it, because maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think a lot of people are wrong. I don't think that there's any reason why anyone should talk about females the way they talk about them in general. One guy will rap about this female, oh, she's a hoe, she's this, she's that, and then the next guy falls in the same fucking line. That doesn't mean
real.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that everybody, like, come on, you're basically guys stereotype every female when they come out with a song.
I don't think it's that bad because it's like music and it's not like directing it towards like a certain person or like a certain.
I disagree. Because I think that's like, alright, cool. It is directing it towards a person. They're not directing it towards like
men. I understand women.
I don't really take it personally because I'm not the girl they're talking about.
Well, I think it's funny when you see, you know, a song like Ludacris, a song like Use a Hoe, like you just automatically envision the type of girl that isn't you. So you automatically put yourself in a different category. You're like, oh man, I know some hoes, but I'm not a hoe. So, you know, the song's kind of hot. And it's making fun of people that just aren't me.
Well, me personally, I don't refer to a female as a hoe or bitch.
But you did in the song.
I did in the song, but like I was saying, I was just basically being universal with the language. I was just saying we got that drill, we got that blow, we got them hoes. I didn't say, oh, this female's a hoe, that female's a hoe, that female's a hoe. I just said we got them hoes. And be real with yourself. A hoe is a hoe, and you know who's hoes.
As you were saying, there are certain girls who are bitches. There are certain girls who are sisters, you know? Example, Jay-Z came up with a song called Sisters and Bitches. Basically was saying, a bitch is a girl who want to check for your homie, right? A sister is a girl who wants to check for you.
What he was saying about, like, the whole, like, differentiating between the two types of women, like, the bottom line is they're all our sisters, though, you know what I mean? So you just can't denigrate one type of, you know, girl because she's doing one thing. I mean, that's the overall problem, I think, that they're all our sisters. You know, some people, you know, doing good things, people doing bad things, but they're all our sisters, and we're still bringing one part of our race and our people down. Anyway, like earlier, we talked about...
You're going to say something derogatory towards somebody, man. People going to say derogatory things towards whether they black, white, European...
What I'm saying, but
Slovakian, it don't matter. It don't matter. If I mean, derogatory words gonna be used, and I don't agree with. I might be getting you wrong, but I don't agree with saying that because they're our sisters we shouldn't be saying something derogatory. Like I can't say them. You know what I'm saying?
That was like I haven't heard the song, but the way like he was making it sound like there are sisters, and then there's those other girls who aren't up to par. You know what I mean? Like let's just outcast them because they're doing wrong. I don't think that's right. I mean, granted,
I think the reason why that song even came into existence is because Jay-Z was answering all these questions about
exactly.
Like, he's like, oh, you always disrespecting women, or he's always saying like bitch, and he's like, all right, let me just clarify things a little bit.
For someone to sit there and tell me that someone's making a distinction is complete bullshit. Because when I go to the club, nobody's sitting there like, oh, you're not the hoe, she is, but you're not.
When the master called Johnny, nigga, you know, he wasn't talking to Paul either, but it's offensive to every nigga out there, you know what I'm saying?
It's then also saying it's okay for him to talk about these certain women this way, as long as it isn't me. And that's another divisive factor for our community, so.
It's making like younger kids that you wouldn't ever expect to like be saying this like vocabulary. Like the other day my cousin, he's 10, he had a picture of his girlfriend and I was like, oh, is that your girlfriend? He was like, yeah, I'm a pimp. And I was like, how old are you?
I fuck you, I suck you. What am I going to teach my kid? When somebody says, I'm going to do you, come to me, I'll do you right, then she's going to look for something to do her right.
I just can't come out the gate and be like, yo, I'm going to say positive this, or that. Believe me, I tried it. I used to do Christian music. I came up with Christian music. And what happened? It got people going for a minute, but because of the fact that my voice wasn't strong enough, it just fell. But now that I'm doing what I'm doing now, it's for some reason people are hearing me. Why? Because they can relate better to this.
Nobody's saying don't talk about sex. Sex has been talked about in music from time immemorial. Nobody's saying don't talk about women. Again, that's been reflected in all sorts of different types of music. The difference is that I watch a video and you can swipe a credit card through my ass. And that's a little bit different than talking about sex, talking about women. All of a sudden I've been degraded and I'm so tired of hearing the argument that, well, that woman that got the credit card swiped through her ass cheeks, she got paid for that. I really just feel like we're better than that as a people.
Dope, yo. The women on the music video are really beautiful. Like, I don't know, for a guy watching, I'm just like, wow, did you see that?
And they're all the same, too.
Light
no
skin.
variety.
They're all light skin. That's the problem. If you see a dark skinned sis in the video, she's in the back and you don't even see her.
I wonder where the girls like me are. I wonder where the girls like me on TV. I wonder why all the black, you know what I'm saying, why the black women on TV have curly hair or lighter skin or not exact look. They just don't look like this. You know what I'm saying? Or where they at? I don't understand. I'm not pretty.
The image that I see is more like, it's like a static image. It's like one that hasn't changed since I was like 10 and watching videos to now when I'm like 21 and watching videos. So these women haven't grown up with me. Some of the artists themselves may have grown and evolved and dipped in and out of the business, but the women in the videos have remained pretty static. They're like these women that stuck in this like static heat, this sexual heat.
It's not even really about the music anymore. It's about making these mini fantasies come alive where men have all of the power and all of the control, and the women and the money and the cars and all of that are essentially just accessories.
As women are objectified, they're not viewed as people. Their humanity is stripped away from them. They're not human anymore, they're things. Okay? It dehumanizes them. And it's a lot easier to break this bottle across the table because the bottle... God. It's a lot easier to do something... my God. It's a lot easier to do something bad to a thing than a person. And if the woman is the thing we're talking about, then it's a lot easier to do something bad to the woman because she's not a person, she's a thing. Thank you.
Besides them influencing African American youth, which hip hop was originally catered to, it's influencing other groups of people, and it's giving them some insight into our culture that is somewhat untrue.
Yeah.
If you were overseas and you were looking at a hip hop video, and hip hop at many times, I just got back from Spain, hip hop is their only insight into African Americans. So if that's the only image of a black woman you see, then that's not the proper image that should be put out there.
There's a certain silence about addressing it. When women of color address hip-hop, it's like another thing to demonize us for. We're talking about an industry, we're talking about a place where black people are making money.
Throughout time, and you can look at this in the civil rights movement, and you can look at this in the black power movement, but there has been this idea that black women, if they separated or if they called out the black men who were doing incredibly sexist and incredibly sexually violent things to their women, then they were thought to be traitors. So we have all these images now, and these images are of black women who don't even have, a lot of times don't even have faces, that they're just showed from behind, or they're just shown close-ups of their breasts or their, their feet or their mouths. So they're objectified to this incredible degree, but, women of color have to remove themselves from that image in order to continue supporting this movement that is so important to the community.
I think that that there's a lot of discussion, and it goes on and on and on, but the bad thing about it is that we'll have these discussions in front of BET. Like, we'll be watching BET and being like, see, look, but all the time we're still watching it. We talk and talk and talk, but there's no action behind what we talk about.
We need to be a little more responsible as far as what we're dealing with these corporations and realize what they're doing to us as a people. How something that started off as underground and as an expression of urban culture is now being monopolized and being capitalized as a product.
The records that they put out, it's actually the corporate white America that owns the companies that puts out these records. And the only way that they go and sell these records is if the records are profoundly, profoundly abusive,
They don't want to show anything that reinforces love between you and I. They just want to show things that reinforce the pimp hoe mentality, that black men don't love their black women mentality. These people don't got our best interest at heart. There's no one cure. There's not this Pensier potion that's gonna get everything all right. It just doesn't exist. It's not one person's fault. It's all of our fault. It's your fault and it's my fault.
But change takes time. To make change, you have to do like Michael Jackson said, and look at the man in the mirror.
That's true.
Change yourself first.
It certainly is an issue of consumer support and who we choose to support and who we choose not to support. But I also think that there's an obligation in the way that we're raising our children and how we make the connections for them, as far as you have a mother, you have a sister. These are the people that need to be reflected. When you're talking about women, these are the people you should think about as you're, putting our name out in the universe.